Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be cutting the grass, and nothing special here, but I'm going to show you how I cut stripes in this yard. And I'm going to show you these stripes, and I'm show you some of the things that I use on my lawnmower to help create some of these stripes, and some techniques that you can use if you're trying to cut stripes, especially on a zero-turn mower and you just can't get it right, especially in this yard that I have here. It can be a challenge to cut because it's such a great distance. And I'm gonna go down here in front of the other side and just trying to give you an idea of how far this is and how hard it is to keep these stripes cut straight. I'm going to show you some of the things that I use in order to help stripe my yard, and maybe you can do the same thing. You know, I do have a stripe kit on my lawnmower. I have a Hustler X1, and this is a 60-inch cut. And I had this about a little over 5 years now, but I have a stripe kit, and this is it right here, this plastic thing. So that helps lay the grass down as I'm cutting. If you really want to lay down some stripes in your yard, you got to get yourself a striping kit. I have all my push mowers, you know, and these things work great. And also, it's just not just the striping kit, it also the height in which you're cutting your grass. And so I have tall fescue grass, and the normal height they say cut is around 3 inches to 3.5 inches, but I normally cut mine a lot higher, maybe 4 to 4.5 inches. Especially during the summer, the hotter it gets, the higher I cut my grass. And the reason I do that is to keep my grass staying green for as long as possible, because the longer the grass, the more leaf foliage you have to absorb that sunlight, and it just keeps it green longer, and also it's able to absorb more moisture, so it stays hydrated a lot longer. And I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to show you. You can probably tell where my yard ends and the neighbor yard begins. They cut their grass a lot lower, and now I'm going to show you when I get down there. Also, another good thing to use is some cones, and I'm going to use this to mark how I cut my stripes, so I can keep my line. This gives you a good target, and I'll show you what I mean when I get out there. I'm going to set these up, and then I'm going to use them as a target to point my lawnmower, so I can make sure I'm staying on the same path, and that's very important to keep cutting a nice straight stripe, especially that first stripe. Like I said, the first stripe is the most important. Set up my cones here, and I'm going to show you basically how I'm going to do this. Whoa. Okay, I'm just going to place one right here behind the lawnmower. So I'm going to take the next cone down there. There's a pole down there. You probably can't see it on camera. It's a good ways away. And I'm going to take my other cone and sit it directly. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, if I start right behind this cone and I head towards the other cone, it doesn't matter. The line is going to be straight as long as I steer straight. But let me go ahead and put this down here. And I can't see my other marker down there, but I'll be going back up that way to cut, because I'll be able to see this. And I'll just keep my eyes trained on this, and I'll keep this thing lined up on the middle of this as a target. Okay. And you can probably tell there's a difference in the coloration of the yards. You see the brown over here, green right here. Yes, that's the end of my yard. So where you see the green line, and the farther I go back, the more you can probably see the difference. That is where my yard starts and ends, and the browner part is my neighbor's yard. I have not fertilized this since last year. And so a lot of things, I don't water it. Obviously, this is too much water. It's not feasible to water this grass. So I use a lot of different techniques in order to keep it green, which is cutting the grass higher and changing the direction of my cut. If you look, you can probably faintly see 3 different directions. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. And so, and I do aerate a couple times a year also to help really with that, so the soil can really absorb that water into it and really help out the root system. So that is how I keep this stuff green without ever watering it. And here are the end results. And from here you can see the different directions the stripes are going in. That's first stripe is the most important. And after you get that first stripe laid down, all you have to do is just keep your wheel or the edge of the mower on that last pass, and you should be good to go. And just stick to that for every pass, and it should be straight, just like this is. And it took a while for me to get this down, so it takes some practice. But with a little practice, you can do it too, and just incorporate some of these techniques, and you'll have a nice striped lawn and be the envy of the neighborhood. But that's all I have for today, and thank you for joining me again, and I'll see you on the next video.